Oh, I guess we're recording. I'm hoping that maybe somewhere down the way that Cy Robertson and his group, I sure like to go down there and maybe have a meeting with them. I would love to be able to share this technology that the Lord has given me that's going to help many people make it through hard times as far as growing food, being able to preserve food, some of the old-fashioned stuff. This is part two. This is Joshua Taylor coming to you from the snowy wonderland of Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. I think I'm kicking myself in the butt for moving away from Edmonton because they're having nice weather. Anyway, in this part two, I want to demonstrate the other three components that you don't see. I'm just going to back this cam up a bit. And we're going to start with, just give me a minute here. These are the guide plates. This one particular one here goes on top of or below the 7 hexagonals. And then you have 6 of these, and they go on the outer perimeter. You can see that there's a little bit of difference, right? Okay, let's put this one down. The hole in the center is where you put the leg through. But if you're going to hook this up, you would have, okay, 6 of these all the way around, where the front of the 2x3 would actually, the nose of it would actually touch the bolt. So when you actually put your leg through the hole and you compress the leg to the back of the guide plate, where it tightens up against the base of the relocation platform, it makes it very, very strong. Probably the strongest designs that have known, way above code. I'm sure this system would handle easily 100 pounds per square foot. That's 2,700 pounds. That's using 13 legs. So each one of the the hexagonal panels and the triangles, they would get one of these. This the leg support. We'll show the camcorder where this is set back a little further. You can see where it was welded. This piece here, actually, I got it Loctited in, and I have a hexagonal. Well, you can actually see the hexagonal nut here. This turns, and this is your adjustment once you got the top attached. And you can see where there's a nut there that's welded in place, and I have one there that's welded in place. And I use a channel lock or a pair of 1.5 inch spanner to actually just spin these tight. So this comes out. Actually goes all the way up to here, so you have over a foot of adjustment. So when you set up on your land, once you got your top part, your 2x3s compress to the bottom of your relocation platform, then you start to adjust the base and level it. So it'll take any kind of weight to set up anywhere. Now this is fairly lightweight for the hexagonal panels that are 48 square foot. Even the lightweight version where it doesn't have the insulation base is probably going to weigh about 325 pounds. Now if you actually added the 5.5 inches of styrofoam and your backing plate and filled in the edges with like a 3/4, it'd probably weigh in about 400 pounds, 375 around there. And your panels would be roughly about 8 inches thick, so it'd be fairly heavy, but you would have a insulated base that you could use to make a camp sentry that they have up in the Arctic. You could build one on the surface. Everything interlocks. So your guide plates would fit like this, just like that. That's your ones for the hexagonals. This is the one for the triangles. And actually, this uses a different style of a strut that would go I think on this one here, it's hard to do a visual on this, but you would have a longer strut like this that's 3 feet long, and to go like that. So your other one would, of course, go like this, and this would form your outer perimeter support. It's very important if you're going to add a solid wall to the top of the platforms that you need to secure the outside of your platform. So the 13 legs in the H7, they would comprise the inner and outer support. If you go to a full scale H3 or 32 foot diameter, that would be an H13. Then you would probably have to use individual leg support around the edges. Where if this, for example, if this was the edge of your platform, this whole thing was your platform. I'm going to put this down a little easier to explain. So this was your base of your platform. Your size would be 16 feet on a 768 square foot relocation platform. Then you would actually make some jacks that would be coupled to fit the corners, and maybe one every 4 feet. That would be adjustable, and you'd actually have like maybe a double 2x6 or a double 2x8 outside cord, probably a 2x8 outside cord. So you would put the piece in there, put your jacks underneath, and so the weight of the wall would be transferred vertically to ground. So that would make up your outer support. So in here you would have your other legs for your hexagonals, and outside you would have your outer support if you're going to make something more permanent. I think I was going to show you something on the leg system. Oh yeah. I hope I'm recording. On this one here, the bottom adjusts. That means the bottom has to spin on the ground. It's good for the model that I have, but in the one that for the other ones would use like a 2-inch, instead of 1.25 inches, you go to a 2-inch, 1/4-inch thick wall, or at least 3/16. And your main part here, you would have a left-hand thread here and a right-hand thread here. You want to make like a turnbuckle assembly, so you can spin the whole leg. So the top doesn't spin, the bottom doesn't spin. You make it so that the center spins. That way you'll be able to handle the weight. Even when the building's set up, you can handle hundreds of square pounds or 500 pounds on top of this. Whatever it is, or 1,000 pounds, don't make a difference. It's going to work. Okay, so that's basic operation. When I get the camcorder, I actually want to do a full setup of the whole system. I'm going to come back to you on a part 3 and kind of finalize this on what the practical applications that this technology can be used for in these end times.